Namaskar. Lucy's looking after the squirrel in the tree. I'm going to tell you some stories, two stories in Jamaica. That first Darshan with Baba, I told you about having to sit in the very back row. And I'd imagined myself for years what it would be like to see him in Darshan. And one thing that I'd noticed, sometimes I'd see an Abba who's sitting next to him meditating. And so I thought, if ever I get that close to Baba, and I think I'm just going to meditate, because I thought that was the way to be closest to him, And so that was my plan, or at least the way I thought it might be. But when Baba came in the room, I began repeating, "I love you, I love you, I love you," as a mantra. And I said this the whole time he was talking. And the only thing that I wanted was to see him, seeing me say this to him. And I sat there repeating it, and I don't even know what he said during his speech. But I noticed that when Baba was looking around the room, whenever he came to me, he would miss me. You know how it goes. You know the story. And I continued to say, "I love you, I love you." And when the darshan was finished and Baba turned and his feet hit the floor and he began walking towards the exit door, everybody got up, and the commotion, and everybody saying, "Baba, Baba, Baba." And I was up trying to get as close to him as I could. And at that time, Baba looked at the crowd, he looked at me straight in the eyes, and he said, "I love you too." So that is another one of those stories that between the guru and the devotee that I really can't explain. But the other story happened during the Dharma Chakra, the DMC, on the very last night that Baba was in Kingston. And I was sitting next to a brother from Birmingham whom I had met in meditation class. His name was Mahendra. And Mahendra had come down from Birmingham. I'd come down from Atlanta, and Mahendra was sitting beside me on my left. And sitting in front of him was a woman. And when Baba gave his mudra, indicating the flow of the universe from and merging into the source, the woman fell into samadhi, and she fell backwards into Mahendra's arms. And she was laying there in Mahendra's lap. And shortly thereafter, when Baba left, again, Baba got up and he started walking to the door. Well, I got up and I started moving as close as I could to the door, to be as close as I could to Baba and see him. And again, there was a lot of commotion. And Baba was standing in the doorway to exit the building, and he turned one last time when he was in the doorway, and he looked, and I saw him looking clearly and saying very clearly, "Don't let anyone suffer." And after he said this, he turned and he left the building, and that's the last time that I saw him in Jamaica. Well, this is short, but that's the only two stories I wanted to tell. I'm going to cut this video, and I'm going to do two more in the next about personal experiences that I had with Baba in the Jagrati in Birmingham. So namaskar.